You guys, it's Karen and I'm here to talk about azelaic acid. I have to confess I had to look up how to pronounce this because I didn't have a clue. I was trying to say it in another video and I think I was calling it Azelaic or Azelaic, but it's azelaic acid is how you say it. I've put a sticker on mine, probably not even spelt right, but the only thing that I don't like about the Ordinary is each tube and bottle looks the same, other than if they are transparent then you can see there's some different colours of liquids, but mostly it's difficult to know which one is which, especially at night when I don't have my glasses, so I've stuck white labels on all of my products. Before I start my review of this, I just have to say thank you. Thank you to everybody that's watching and taking the time to leave me lovely comments. I cannot tell you what it's meant to me. It's almost like I've got a new lease of YouTube life, if you like, or a new lease of life, because I absolutely love learning. I've said before, learning is what motivates me, and so every time somebody makes a suggestion for another video and enjoys my video, I'm like, oh yeah, and I could do this and I could do this, and or let me see what the information is on that and what research is out there. And it's really helped me. And yesterday I said to my husband, I could send you some comments from my videos. I said, but you're actually better to go and have a look. I said, so go and have a look at this video, because I like to send him things that I'm just like, oh my goodness, can you believe that person said this? And so there was just too many on these videos about the Ordinary skincare, and so I really appreciate that you take the time to comment, because we're all very busy, so thank you so much for that. I was just having a final mirror check there because there's always something. I've said to you guys I'm so clumsy with makeup, and so I thought, right, let me check it all, because sometimes it's that I've got eyeliner in the corner of my eye, sometimes my lipstick is too in the corner of my mouth, or an eyelash is hanging off or something. And last time I noticed that when I closed my eyes, the top of my false eyelashes was all a different colour. I think there was glitter still on it. And so I was looking, thinking, what will it be? But it'll always be something I haven't even thought of. So although I'm doing a video just on the azelaic acid today, I would like to do a video just talking about the acids. But actually this isn't a chemical exfoliant anyway, so I may do that one and exclude this. I'm not sure, but I'd love to do more single product videos. So there's a lot of products that I know people want reviewed, like Matrixyl and the Buffet, and so I'm trialing them now and, you know, doing little bits of research, and I'll definitely think about doing some videos on those. But for now I'm going to do the azelaic acid today. I'm hopefully going to do the vitamin C derivatives video today as well, and maybe even the one about oils, but that will be coming soon if not. What I have done is made a playlist. So there is the Ordinary skincare playlist, so I will link that somewhere so that you know it's there, and that means you can check any videos. And that's quite important for any of you that are only just watching this video, because I think what's happening is people are watching a video about the product they're interested in and then asking questions about it. What do I think on another product? So I've had a few questions. What do you think of azurine? Another asking, what do you think of retinol? Another asking, what do you think of the retinoid? And I've done videos on those, so I think if you've got the playlist you can see it all together. So azelaic acid, a YouTube friend recommended I try this way back in the beginning of the Ordinary when it started becoming really popular. Said it was really lovely, but I didn't buy it at the time because I was using lactic acid, and there wasn't anything I could see that I needed a use for this for. I would have done more so if my skin was back when it was really acne prone, and so I knew that I would try it at some point, but I just wasn't in any hurry. And then I just thought, you know what, I've tried every other product, let's just throw it in there and I'll see when and how I can fit it into my regime. And after I ordered it, I got a few requests, so I think it's now become quite popular, and I can see why it is a fantastic cream. It's a fantastic ingredient, and I think it's a really nice product as well. Although there will be some people, certain groups of people that won't like this, and I'll talk about that. So what is it? It is a naturally occurring acid that's found in wheat, rye, barley, and it also can be found on the skin, in the yeast on the skin. But it isn't, like I said, a chemical exfoliant. It does have exfoliating properties, and it does carry out cell turnover, so it works much in the same way as a retinoid would, rather than a chemical. So I had never heard of azelaic acid until the Ordinary came out with it in their skincare. But when I had a look, started researching, there's a lot of good research out there showing that it works for acne, for rosacea, and to a lesser extent, but for pigmentation. So there were some studies showing, some sort of very basic studies showing a moderate effect on pigmentation, but there were some better studies showing a mild effect on pigmentation, and the research all seems to be very positive and moderate to high for acne and rosacea. So it seems to be more proven for acne and rosacea than it does for pigmentation, but good all round. Reports back from people are that it works on all of those things. My litmus paper to see what the pH of this is, and it's around about 5, so it's not too far off the normal skin, which is about 5.5, something like that, but can vary. So it should be okay to use in combination with most products. You shouldn't have to apply any rules to it. However, I'm also simultaneously rereading my biochemistry book on pH levels and exactly how they work, and trying to figure out if I can do a video just on pH levels and exactly how you could do a routine really respecting the pH levels, because what I've talked about is how to put products together, and you know, when I've done a video about combining vitamin C and retinol, I've never talked about the fact that you could just wait for half an hour between products, because I think there'll be very few people that want to do that, but that is certainly an option. Or you can use toners and things. Anyway, this one should be okay to use with most products from the research where I'm at the moment. I'm not waiting after using it or being picky about what I use it with. Honestly, isn't much more to tell you about this. This is going to be probably one of the shortest ordinary videos, because it's just, there's no big question marks over it. It doesn't seem to cause any huge side effects. There can be some dryness and some irritation for some people, but very, very few. That's a very rare side effect. And it seems like most people get on with this and most skin types will enjoy it. I suppose it's then down to what you want to use it for. So for me, it's good for unclogging pores. So like I said, it's good for acne, it's good for rosacea, and possibly pigmentation. So although I don't have acne anymore, I do still have large pores, which may or may not be clogged, or it may just be the passage of time. And I've still got those tiny little white bumps under my chin. So I thought, well, I'm going to use this. I've stopped using the lactic acid and I'm using this. The formula itself is just beautiful, but not everybody will think this. You don't get an awful lot in it. This is 30 ml, and I suppose it's comparable to other 30 mils, but I feel like I use a lot of this. It's not a thin, where you only need, you know, a thin liquid where you only need a couple of drops, or even a serum where you can just put, like, what is it, the niacin, you only need to put like one tiny drop and you can cover your whole face and neck. This would just cover my chin. And then I'd need another one on each cheek, another one on the head, and then a big dollop on my neck. And so you can see it's running out quite quickly, and I haven't used it much, but it is a lovely, soft, kind of Nivea type moisturiser formula. It doesn't have any smell. It feels kind of cooling when you put it on, and it goes to a completely matte base, but not a drying matte base. It just feels like my skin feels completely smooth after using it. It's an absolute delight to use, and it's one of those products that I want a combination in my skincare of things that feel good, smell good if possible, which I'm not really getting that from The Ordinary, but that's okay. Feel good and have good ingredients, and I'm doing something beneficial. So if I can find any reason to include this in my skincare routine. So as I said, a nice matte finish, but that I know won't be enjoyed by all, because if you have got really dry skin and don't like that matte feeling, you may not like this, and it may make your skin feel tight. My skin at the moment is kind of normal to oily, and I just love it. And so what I thought I'd do, I've been using it actually at night, but I thought I'm going to try it this morning as a primer, because that's what it feels like. It feels like a primer, and I only really need to put it around about this area and then across my chin. You know, I don't want to put it on my neck or anything, because I don't have anything here. I think that it would work, and I don't necessarily have uneven skin or acne or anything like that. And so I've used it this morning as a primer, and it feels wonderful under makeup. So bearing in mind it's not a chemical exfoliant, it shouldn't interfere too much with my makeup and with my SPF, etc. But I have only had it, it's only this morning I did that, and I've only had my makeup on for an hour, so we'll need to see throughout the day, but it does feel lovely under makeup. The super soft, lovely feeling could come from two ingredients. One, it's got dimethicone in it, which is something else that you might not like if you're trying to avoid something with silicones. But it also has dimethyl isosorbide in it, and that is the ingredient. Remember when I talked about the advanced 2% retinoid, oh goodness, no, I'm doing it. And I said that it's got a conditioner in it, a skin conditioner. That's what dimethyl isosorbide is, and so that could be what's making it feel so lovely. You know how the advanced 2% retinoid has got that lovely feeling? It's very, very similar to this, but this is like a much thicker version. And like I said, it has also got dimethicone in it, so it does, that helps the spreadability, I guess. I haven't actually noted in my calendar when I started this, but when I get to the end of this, I am using this pretty consistently, and I've just left the lactic acid aside. I used about half a bottle of the lactic acid and it has made no difference to the tiny white lumps under my chin, which are not really that big a deal. You know, you can't see them even without makeup, but I can see them in a close-up mirror, and the lactic acid hasn't done anything with it. I'm not really surprised that it hasn't done anything, but once I'm out of this, I will have a look and see if there is any difference, and of course let you guys know. I do intend on doing update videos. I've got 2 more weeks of the Azureline where I'm using it around my eyes in this kind of area, and I will do an update video on that. The research on this is really good. There are some good double-blind clinical randomised studies showing mostly that it's good for acne and rosacea, as I talked about before. The studies don't really there are some studies for pigmentation, but they seem to be in combination with things like glycolic acid, etc. There isn't any one study on azelaic acid for pigmentation as yet, but there doesn't seem to be any safety concerns, other than, like I said, some people might find that their skin is a little bit dry and irritated if it's maybe not a suitable ingredient for your skin, but it seems to be suitable to most. In some ways this is more of a specific product rather than a generic anti-aging product such as Buffet or Matrixyl. You know, this isn't specifically an anti-aging product. It's more for people that have definitely acne, definitely rosacea, possibly pigmentation, and for me, because of the way it works on acne and the cell turnover, I think it's useful for me to try it on my pores and on those little white bumps under the skin. If it doesn't work on those, then I may not want to use this, because there'd be other products I would use over and above that. I think the people that will absolutely adore this are people with oily, acne prone skin, because to put something on that feels that matte but you know is working well for your acne is just a godsend, let me tell you, because I've been there, you know, where I've had really, really bad cystic acne, and this, I would have been all over this and bought 10 tubes. So that's who I think will most enjoy it. I think, I don't think it would be totally, I don't think you'd see much benefit if you were buying it because you have dry skin, for example. It would need to be more than that. So anyway, I think I've talked long enough about this. You can tell that I love it, and that I would highly recommend it. If it sounds interesting to you, let me know if you've used it and loved it. I bet you there'll be lots of you saying, yes, I love it. I'm particularly interested if you don't enjoy it, and I suspect if you don't, it's because you have dry skin and don't like that kind of matte feeling. That's everything. Before I go, let me tell you what I am proud of. What have I achieved? This week I'm proud of the YouTube viewers that I have, because like I said at the beginning, everybody's being so kind and the comments are so amazing, and only people that are really truly kind and generous would take time to leave comments like that. And the fact that you want to be associated with me and are saying that to me means there must be something inherently good about me, if that makes sense. And so I feel very proud to have such lovely, kind viewers. So that's what I'm proud of this week. Let me know what you are proud of this week. And I think next time I might try and think of something more shallow, because I'm being a bit deep lately with this. On my face I've got now, the foundation I used it's the Christian Dior Diorskin Forever, and it's in 011. It's the lightest foundation I own because I'm not using fake tan at the moment. The lightest foundation, but I actually put an instant tan on my neck this morning to see if that went patchy. Yeah, it's actually coming off a bit there, so it probably will go patchy. It's a Saint-Tropez one, because literally every foundation is just too dark. Anyway, that's what I've got on. On my eyes, I've used my Lorac Unzipped palette. On my cheeks, I use an Inglot blush. It's a pink blush. Can't remember the number, it's a number rather than a name, I'll list it in the description. And then this is Stila liquid lipstick in Caramello, and then on top I used this, it's a Kiko lip pencil in 101. It's just like a sort of creamy top coat. I think of it as a top coat. It's kind of like a gloss, but not a sticky gloss, you know. That's really everything to tell you. I feel like this is a bit of a basic video for me, but there isn't much else to tell you. You know, there's really good research, everything seems to be pretty positive.